Alrighty, what's up guys? Today I have an alternate build. I actually made it a few years ago. This was a set that one of the few sets in my collection that I got at an official Lego store. I was up in Washington and we happened to go across one. It is the 75084 Wookiee Gunship, but the alternate build is kind of a C-Wing type of thing. And I do believe that this is made with pieces just from the Wookiee Gunship. Maybe some of these blaster points here were added from my Millennium Falcon, but other than that, I believe this is all Wookiee Gunship pieces. Alrighty, since this is also something I can't really go front to back with, I guess we'll start with the top and go down. So as you can see from the design, it is intended to kind of give off the vibe of being symmetrical both ways, but it is only symmetrical down the middle. However, it is pretty similar on both top and bottom. On the top here, you can see we have the 4 blaster cannons, and there's just a flat little gray bit here, or a brown bit there, add some extra paneling. And I did try and use as many stickered pieces as I could, because again, I don't like sticker pieces getting lost in my collection. I'd rather have them on a set, whether they look good or not, just so I know where I can reference them later if an opportunity comes where I can use them better. But overall on this set, it looks fantastic, and I'm glad I've got the stickers on here. But up here, I did curve it out. I did want to make this completely smoothed out, like not real skinny and like skimpy. I wanted this to still look like it was a full fighter that could hold itself together, that was structurally sound. And overall, I think I completed that. I do have a little bit Technic exposed there, but I didn't quite have the angled pieces I wanted to from the set to quite cover that up without protruding way out here and ruining the design that I had in my head. And then on these engines, I did actually use these massive stud shooters, because overall, I don't like playing with them because it makes me lose a lot of studs. They do look really great as engines when I combine it with all the spare studs. So it does have 3 little engine sections, and originally, these do come off pretty easily, and I did just have the one engine section in the middle, and it looked great. It gave off a very sleek vibe. Like if a rich civilian in Star Wars had this ship, it would probably only just have the one, because it looks real sleek. It looks real high end if you had it all paneled up. But because I did want this to be a fighter that the Wookiees, or in this case a Resistance fighter, would use, it did kind of need to look a little raggedy and be a little bit more industrial. But going down this backside, it's pretty similar to the front, except right around here, because it is the cockpit area and it is protecting the pilot and all the internals to make the dashboard and all the controls work back here. It is a little bit more armored up and a little bit more bulky. I did try and smooth it out with some cheese wedge and slow pieces, and it looks okay, but I wish I had a nice transition right here down into this big panel piece, but it doesn't look too bad. And same thing on the bottom near this engine here. It's just a small clipped bit that folds up to hide some of that extra Technic in there. Heading down the sides, and these are symmetrical on both sides, that's why I'm only referencing the one side. We do have some grill bits, add some extra detail down here. And then going on to the bottom, a little bit of a different design. It does curve in and kind of out. Going on to this bottom section, it does have a little bit of extra detail and a tiny bit of a different design, but overall still serves the same purpose of just being one of the arms to hold the guns there. And just like the top, there is that little bit of Technic exposed in there. It doesn't look too bad, but ultimately I would prefer it gets plated up, but I just don't have the angled pieces. Alrighty, so going over the cockpit area here, this actually was the hardest part of this ship to make, because there's no studs facing off the Technic headed this way or straight up. It was hard to get a minifigure seating area to actually seat him securely in the cockpit rather than just have him loosely sit in there. But ultimately it did work out. So to open up that cockpit, we'll just flip up this grill bit up here, and then the windshield will fall right down. So now that we're in the cockpit area, we can't actually fold down his little dashboard that he has. It is just on a 1x2 stickered brick. This is actually, I believe, an older piece that they used to use on older Lego City and Star Wars sets. And the minifigure, as you can see, is just on a 2-stud connection. And then behind him in there, it is just more Technic of how the engines get connected together and kind of glues the two arms together. But we'll see the minifigure back in there. He is on a 2-stud connection, so it is a little fragile. Alrighty guys, so that is the entire overview of this alternate build that I've dubbed the C-Wing. And I do want to give a quick shout out and thanks to Intert Lego. He's the one that kind of inspired this look here. If you've been on his Instagram page, and I'll pull up a photo here, there's a ship pretty similar, and it was the design I was going with, and it's what I based it off of. He has incredibly creative designs, and for a lot of my alternate builds, and my building style has kind of been advanced by seeing some of the things that he's done. So I did just want to say that it is inspired. If it did look pretty similar, I don't want anybody to claim that I stole anything. Like, I was looking at that photograph while I was building this. This was heavily inspired by that. So because this was made a long time ago, I don't have a tutorial for you, but I can show you the basic internal Technic structure to help you out if you did want to make it. I'm going to remove these plates here. These are all sitting on Technic pins. So to remove the two panels, I have to remove this sloped piece at the back, this tan one. And then I can safely remove this top one. And you'll see how those connections are put in there together. It is just connected by a few Technic pins and then these double-sided studs on both sides bricks sitting there. And then we will do the same thing to the bottom here. And I did take the other side with it. But this is the basic internal structure of it. It is symmetrical on both sides, so if you can replicate this on the other side, you will be able to build this set, and then you could panel it up however you want. And then this is the best look I can get you at this middle Technic structure here. Oh, there that goes. But that is what you're working with in there, if it helps. So unfortunately, this was made a long time ago, so I don't have a tutorial, but I do have that for you if it gives you some inspiration and some basis of how you want to do it. Alrighty guys, well that's it for the entire C-Wing. While I clean this mess up, I'm going to get you guys sent on your way. So I hope you guys did enjoy, and if you want to see more alternate builds, please do let me know in the comments below. If you have any specific sets you want me to make into something else, or if you want to challenge me to make something out of a set, please do down in the comments. And I do have an Instagram that is linked in the description where I post Lego content. It is not quite the same as YouTube videos. It is just a few photos of my builds and kind of some internal structure photos that I've provided over the past to help you guys make your alternate builds. But I hope you guys did enjoy, and if you do, please do what I said previously, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace, fellas.